लास्ट 6 months काट दो, फोड़ दो, आग लगा दो, लास्ट 3 months काट दो, फोड़ दो, आग लगा दो, जीरो टू हीरो, ऐसे लास्ट डे तक का लोग तुमको स्ट्रैटेजी देंगे ऑन यूट्यूब. बट इन माई ओपिनियन यू डोंट नीड अ स्ट्रैटेजी, यू नीड एन anti strategy. Let me explain. I do not intend to make a strategy video which has a time limit related to it because it could be very misleading. This is not a 100-meter race. This is not a sprint where all participants are standing equally and they are going to run equal distances. This is a very unfair race, especially in the last 6 months. There are people who have studied religiously for the past 2 years and they are at a significant advantage than those who have not studied at all. The people who have the inner motivation, the inner drive are at a significant advantage than the people who genuinely don't have the drive for it. People who have a higher efficiency of studies, who have more knowledge, who have a better idea about this exam are at a higher advantage than people who don't know how to study for this exam and people who are not efficient. So a lot of these factors come into play and there is no one such concrete strategy for the last 6 months or for that matter of fact for any period of time. So the first thing that I would do if I was a NEET aspirant is that I would not fall under these time pressures or these strategies that other people would tell me. I would devise my own strategy after listening to strategies from multiple people. It is okay to listen to strategies from multiple people, but you know what you need to do in order to get past that NEET barrier. If you don't know, get the information for it. I have made a ton of videos on how you need to study. There are a lot of other YouTubers who have also made good quality videos. So educate yourself about that topic because a good strategy is like an axe. If you have a sharp axe, your task gets completed much faster than if you cut a tree with a blunt axe. So please make sure you have a proper strategy in mind and a strategy that you believe in and a strategy that is your own. Hello everyone, I am Tanmay Bhandari and I'm a final year MBBS student at BJMC Pune. I cracked NEET with an All India rank of 2K and in the last 6 months I cracked two Olympiads. One was the National Chemistry Olympiad, one was the Science Olympiad. I cracked KVPY and I also cleared NEET. And on my NEET exam day, I was given the paper late, so I solved my NEET paper in just 2 hours. So this is why I'm well equipped to give you the information that you need and filter out the information that you do not need in order to crack NEET in the next 6 months. So one thing is known that the next 6 months or whatever time you have are crucial. So your health needs to be a priority. You need to take care of your health. You need to make sure that you are putting in good quality food in your body so that your body runs smoothly. To keep it short, you need to eat foods with low glycemic index so that you can study longer. You don't get an insulin spike after your meal and you don't feel lethargic so that you can study longer. You need to take care of your health and not fall sick so that you don't miss 10-15 days because of your health. You should not spend time in eating outside and try to eat as healthy as possible. When it comes to exercise, your primary goal should not be to exercise. Your primary goal should be to study. So you can exercise 10 to 15 minutes during the day where you have a high heart rate and you will get an endorphin rush and you will be able to study for longer. So exercise is a big thumbs up from my side. Other things that you need to do in these next 6 months is to identify your weaknesses. If your physics is weak, you don't have to leave it for the end. You need to tackle it right now because in the last 1 month, in the last 15 days, there is going to be a tremendous amount of pressure and you can't learn something new when you are under a lot of pressure. But if you are well versed with a topic, it becomes easier to revise in the last few days. In order to understand what you want to study first, you need to make a square. That square should have 4 sections. एक के ऊपर इम्पोर्टेंट लिखा होगा, दूसरे के ऊपर नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट, एक के ऊपर इजी लिखा होगा, एक के ऊपर डिफिकल्ट लिखा होगा. So first of all, for the topics that you are looking to revise, first you need to revise topics that are important and are difficult. Then you need to revise topics that are important and are easy. Then you need to revise the topics that are not important but easy, and the topics that are not important and very difficult, you can skip them if you don't have time. Everything from this point onwards depends on how much time you have, what level of preparation you have, and what is your grasping power in order to understand new things. So the next thing that I want to tell you is to avoid burnout. Most people just have that motivation burst They study 2 days in a row, they sleep 4 hours a night, then they fall sick, then they lose motivation, then they see that I'm not getting results. Your only competition in the last 6 months is yourself only. So just focus on being better, focus on your health, focus on getting a good night's sleep, and focus on the things that are important. You need to have the ability to zoom in and zoom out. So this is a concept that I personally came up with. When you are sitting and studying, you need to be zoomed into that particular word, that particular line that you are reading. But after you've completed a particular study session, you need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture and look at what is going on in your preparation. And you should be a good analyst. You need to know what needs to be done in order to make further progress. You need to understand yourself better. You need to understand your strengths and weaknesses. And you have to be willing to accept your faults, and you have to be willing to work on them. These 6 months are going to develop you as a person no matter what the result is. If you've made it this far in the video, I want to tell you one last point that you need to keep in mind, and it is one of the most important points. You need to develop a strategy for the last 4 days and from where you are going to study them, because in the last 10 days you really don't want to be thinking about what you want to study. You just want to spend as much of your energy in studying whatever is important. And if you want to get good marks in bio, you need to have your physics and chemistry done well and kept aside. You can make a formula book for physics, and you can make a reactions book for organic chemistry, and you can make a formula book for physical chemistry as well, and keep revising these books before your mock test, so that you just have to go through these books once in the last 3 or 4 days and you will be sorted. And you can focus majority of your time and energy on bio and inorganic chemistry. I had studied physics, physical and organic chemistry very well. This is the reason that I was able to revise bio and inorganic chemistry in the end. And the people who were better than me in bio, I could leave them also behind. And in the end, I went for a sprint and I mugged up biology to the best of my capabilities. And you have to give it your best shot. And I also want you to give it your best shot in the last 6 months. All the best and trust the process.